Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the stream. My name is James Reyes. I am the box office artist, and you could be a part of the show today. You could be a part of the show today by asking your questions. So, thank you to everybody who's watching me live in the chat already. If you would like me to answer a question that you have in today's stream, first of all, you could go to the community tab. Okay, so I get my phone here. If you go to your phone, if you go to community, so up here at the top, go to my page, go to the top, hit community, and right here, the question thread, right here, this is where you will ask your question, okay? For those of you who have a desktop, if you're somewhat watching on desktop, which is like 10% of you, maybe, what we could do is, let's go to here, go to my page, go to community, and then this right here, this is where you're going to ask your question. Okay, that's what we are going to do. So welcome my friends, welcome to the show. And let's not waste any time. We are going to draw Shadow from Sonic the Hedgehog, and this is going to be a lot of fun. So hello everyone in the chat that's joining me this morning. Okay, so a couple things before we get started, and even before we get started, let's go ahead and add some music. Let's get the show on the road here. Okay, so we get the music going. We are ready to go here, and I'm gonna actually just start sketching out. Let me get my shadow reference here, so I know what shadow looks like. So first of all, I'm gonna ask everyone in the chat, because as of right now, I only have I would say I have 2 characters to draw today, but I'm open. Looking at right now, I'm actually open to having a third character, and I'm thinking, who should that third character be? So I'm going to ask the people in the chat. First of all, welcome, and secondly, who do you think I should add? Who should be the third character I add to the piece here? If I could ask everyone in the chat, if you are a fan of Sonic, who should be the sixth? Okay, I will admit to you right now, we are going to be doing a Robotnik for sure. I am thinking Amy, Justin. So Justin Gonzalez says Amy, Robotnik, and SPO. Is that how you say it, SPO? Okay, those are ones I have heard. I do want. I think I do want the new character, because I was planning for Robotnik and Shadow, of course, right now. But I am thinking Amy. But unless you guys have another idea, what would be better? But I am leaning towards Amy. Okay, but that's something we could definitely talk about in today's stream. Now, first of all, I do want to, for those of you who have noticed, what I've been doing is taking these streams, and I have been ripping the audio, and I was putting it up on the Box Office Artist podcast. Okay, so I'm like, okay, maybe that, which is why I'm also practicing my podcast skill. First of all, practicing my podcast skill. I have to work on those ahs and ums. I got to work on that. Be very more selective in my talking here. But with that, I didn't realize how expensive it is to put out a 4-hour podcast every single day. I don't know if any of you in the chat there, I don't know if any of you have experience with podcasting, but like, I pay for storage on this particular podcast server, and before, like, because podcasts, they were about 45 minutes, an hour long. I put out once a week, wasn't that big a deal. So the current deal I have, where I pretty much only pay $20 a month for the podcasting, it only cost me $20 a month. But then I found out yesterday, when I tried to upload yesterday's stream, that pretty much I only have like 500 megabytes of storage, meaning hello Brandon Brawl Stars, how you doing, my friend? Meaning that my storage was eaten up with only 3 podcasts. So I looked at the deals. I looked at how much it's going to cost me, and for me to maintain a 3.5 hour, 4 hour podcast every single day, that's going to cost me well over $200 a month to do so. Now that's fine if you're Joe Rogan and you. That's fine if you're Joe Rogan and you know Spotify pays you $100 million, but for the regular dude, $150 for a podcast that currently not a lot of people are watching. Probably not worth it for me to spend an extra $150. So thank you so much, Brandon Brawlstars. And by the way, thank you to everyone who's in the chat today. Of course, I see the regulars. Justin, Vic is here. Aiden, how you doing, my friend? PYVY, how you doing? Of course, my buddy Mario's here. Saying Glow. Scribble Scratch, how you doing, my friend? So, I'm thinking, if there's a demand for the podcast, like if after these streams, a lot of you guys are like, hey, I just want to listen to you talk, that drawing's cursed. I just want to see you talk, which I understand with this one, then maybe, but as of right now, I'm thinking maybe it's not worth the investment because I don't even think that particular plan, because it was $150 for 3 terabytes of storage, which is a lot, but each file that unless I can figure out a way to make this file smaller, and maybe there's some tech guys here who could help me out. Because right now, each of the audio for every one of these live streams, if I were to rip them, it's literally about almost 200 megabytes per. Like 175, 200 megabytes per. So that's about 1 gig. So I'm sorry, not 3 terabytes, 3 gigs, 3 gigabytes, I think. So sorry to get technical. Just saying what's on my mind, my friends. Just saying what's on my mind, because I really did want to do that podcast. I really did want to put it up and just leave it if it was cost efficient. Like $20 a month, I can handle. $20 a month, I can handle. I don't know about $150 a month. If that's worth it for the amount of people who's going to be watching, and it'll probably take a few months to get traction on it for what we call, quote unquote, a hobby, right? So I don't know, just spewing out my concerns. So that's why I'm not going to film this as a podcast for now until the demand's there. So we'll just keep this as a live show. By the way, you guys like how I took out my background? You like that? I need to light my green screen here. I definitely need to light my green screen. And we'll be doing that later on. Okay? So, thank you, SG Sports Talk Channel. Said, yeah, you are so talented. Well, you're talented, my friend. You're talented, my friend. So, once again, guys, if you want to ask me a question that I'm going to answer during this live stream, by all means, but please do put it in the community tab once again. And again, the reason is I do want the option to clip out things if I say something that I feel that everyone could benefit. I do want you recognized for answering the question, so make sure that you do that. So thank you to everyone in the chat here. Some new names here I don't recognize, like Adam Tout and Ash, and who else here? Inkmaster, I recognize. I recognize you, Inkmaster. So don't ask the questions in the chat, guys. Don't ask the question in the chat. Ask the questions in the community tab, okay? But one thing I will ask you to answer in the chat is I was only planning on doing 2 characters today, but I think I do want to do one more. I have room for one more, and I'm wondering who that character should be. Now, I am leaning towards Amy Rose. I am leaning towards Amy Rose, but if you have a suggestion, Robotnik, I am definitely doing Robotnik, and I was always planning on doing Robotnik. But if you have another character, Sonic character, you think I should do, by all means, let me know in the chat here. In the chat here. Let's see here. Let's see. So far, Ray, Mighty. Are they all muscular, Norden? Of course. So it makes it Marvel style. Now, these days, guys, and I will admit the term Marvel style, the reason I use that term, okay, number one, I have done a lot of professional work for Marvel, okay, so I feel I'm allowed to say that. But again, Marvel style is a whole bunch of things, right? Number two, you guys know it's a marketing thing, right? It's definitely a marketing thing where it makes the video a little bit more recognizable. But again, these days, the term Marvel, it's not as hot as it once was, I'd say 3 years ago. Though, as of this recording, if you're watching this later, Wakanda Forever just came out to the public yesterday. And first of all, no spoilers in the chat, guys. No Wakanda Forever spoilers. Okay, I'll give you some spoilers. Wakanda Forever. First of all the X-Men show up. And then Superman shows up and he says, Black Panther, we need to talk. That's what happens in Black Panther 2. And then Black Adam shows up. And he's like, oh, you stole part of my name. That's what happens. That's what happened there, my friends. And then Roman Reigns shows up, and he tells Namor, "Hey, acknowledge me." That's what happens. So sorry, I apologize. I just spoiled the whole movie for all of you. Spoiled the whole movie for all of you. Yes, that's right. And Commando Vic says, oh, Commando Vic, no spoilers. Commando Vic says, does Morbius appear and say his name? It's Panthering time. The answer is yes. That actually happens. No spoilers. Okay. But I have not watched the movie yet. If I do watch it this weekend, maybe on Saturday. I would like to say on Saturday. Okay. So, by the way, Mario, you have the unfortunate tag. Mario is shout out to my buddy Mario Ultimate Art. He is moderating today. Mario, if you see anyone who's actually giving real spoilers, and this is a tough job, Mario, because you might be spoiled. Please do time them out and warn them. Okay. And if they keep doing it, then just ban them. Okay. So no spoilers, guys. No, spoiler free. Okay. But by all accounts, you never know. Maybe because of this movie, Marvel will be hotter again. You never know. We will see. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and I'm going to start answering your questions, guys. I'm going to go to the community tab myself. Why don't I do that myself? And I'm just going to go to the community tab. So again, you want to ask questions, guys? Community tab. This is the place to go. We only have 3 questions today, you guys. So that's good. That makes it easier for me. Let's see here. SG Sports Talk Channel says, what is your favorite Marvel character? Okay. So what is my favorite Marvel character? I mentioned it's Wolverine. It's nothing. Whenever someone asks me, who my favorite characters are, sometimes people want like some deep cut of an answer, profound, big, deep cut of an answer. And when the matter of fact is like, my favorite characters are your favorite characters. For the most part, probably they're a lot of people's favorite characters for a reason. And like Wolverine is just one of my favorite characters. So, in the chat, I think so. Ash had been asked for a couple of days, what do I think of Wolverine coming back? And I think that's fantastic. Of course, who isn't excited for Wolverine coming, or Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine for Deadpool 3? It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely, that is going to be a fun time, right? Definitely a fun time, Definitely a fun time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, Let's see here. Justin says, will you marvelize Beetlejuice or the Jetsons? Maybe not so much Beetlejuice, but the Jetsons, that's definitely one. Though, do you guys know who the Jetsons are? Can I ask those here that are Gen Z and Generation Alpha? Do you know who the Jetsons are? Are you familiar with the Jetsons? Did they come out with something new? Because even to those of you here, how many of you have never heard of the Flintstones? How many here have never heard of the Flintstones? Any of you guys? Any of you guys heard of the Flintstones? So that's a good question. Because, those are very old properties, right? Like Flintstones, been around since the 60s. The Jetsons even later. Like, Justin remembers that. So, like, I know a lot of people in my generation, they haven't. But Commander Vic's a young person. Who hasn't? Okay. That's good to know. But, Jetsons, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind doing a Jetsons piece. And again, for me, it's not about the views anymore. I told you guys that. It's not about the views. It's about me having a good time with you guys. And that's one thing about these streams, guys. It's no politics, no controversy. It's just us being here, just drawing and having fun. And that's all we're going to concentrate on today. Let's see here. Oh, my buddy New York is here. How you doing, my brother? He's here this morning, or wherever you are. I think it's the afternoon for you, buddy. There's a house in my neighborhood with a big Flintstones painting on their garage. Well, there you go. That's how you know. That is how you know. Okay. Okay. So I'll tell you what, guys. We'll do things a little bit differently today. Let's see here. We just refresh. See if anyone else asks a question. There you go. Okay, a couple more questions here. Let's see here. My buddy Mario asks, James, what site can I buy those portfolio books that are using to store your art? Well, you know what? I found a good deal on Amazon. You could just go to Amazon and look up Itoya. I actually find that they're cheaper on Amazon than my local art store. The art store I used to go to here in Canada, it's called Curry's. That's what it's called. That used to be my favorite art store, but then they just stopped carrying stuff that I always bought. And then I find myself, I'm actually going to Michael's more often. But the thing with Michael's is, I'm not sure if the Michael's in wherever you are, I don't even know, first of all, you have Michael's, but Michael's is like an arts and crafts store. So it's more than just art supplies. There's a lot of baking, like framing, like all this stuff. And I noticed that in Michael's that they upprice everything with the hope that you'll come in with that 50% coupon. Like they always have this 50% coupon on their website. They always have this 50% coupon, and they hope you use the coupon. But it's a way to get you in the store. But then if you actually look at the art supplies there, it's actually a little bit overpriced than what I would have gotten at Curry's if they still carried what I wanted. So that's the issue. So I always go to but in terms of the actual portfolios, if I have that coupon, it's cheaper in Michael's. Okay, if I have the coupon. If I don't have the coupon, it's actually cheaper on Amazon. So, but they've been great. Those sleeves, they're great protection. They are definitely great protection for all of the artwork. So, let's see here. Oh, by the way, guys, once again, I'm going to ask you, who should the next character be? Right now, I'm leaning towards Amy Rose. I'm leaning towards Amy Rose, but if you have another suggestion, please do let me know in the chat. Okay? Let me know in the chat here. Ta-da! Yabba-dabba-doo! There you go. Everyone's heard of the Flintstones. There you go. Let it be Amy Rose, Mario says. So unless someone gives me a very compelling alternative, it looks like we will do Amy Rose. So we will do Shadow here. And also, I might take a little bit of time because it shouldn't take that long. Even the Robotnik shouldn't take long because Robotnik should be like a very small up here, so it shouldn't take that much time. I might take a little bit of time just to spruce up what I drew already, because I agree. You know what? I made a huge mistake with Sonic's face. I made a huge mistake. Looking at it now, I should have put the eyes closer together. I should have, I'm looking at it and eyes closer together. So I might go back and attempt to fix it. It's one of those things where I could make it very worse. Very much very worse, if that's a term. I could make it very worse, but I think, and I think I know how to fix it. But I realize that fix it in post. That's right, New York. Fix it in post. But I realized just the eyes are just too far apart, and that's why it looks weird. Because my son looked at it when he woke up, and then he's like, "Dad, what's up with the face?" Right? And I'm like, you know, you're not the only one who said that. Of course, on the stream, you guys are honest with me. You guys tell me when I mess up, which I'm appreciative of. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I can fix it. Maybe we could do some fixing today. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix it up. Fix it up. Oh, SG Sports Channel likes the Munsters. You know the Munster. Yeah. How bad could that movie have been for them to right away put it on Netflix? It was supposed to be theatrical, and then the trailer comes out, and then all of a sudden, okay, no, never mind, it's streaming now. So I haven't watched that movie, nor do I have the time after everything I've heard about it. So there you go. What is your favorite? Joe M asks, what has been your favorite Sonic game or memory? Love from Ireland. Well, thank you very much. I've never been to Ireland. I haven't been many places in Europe. I have been to France. I've been to France. I think that's it. It was just like Paris. That's it. That's all I've been in Europe. I've never been to the UK. Before the pandemic happened, I was supposed to be a guest at what's it called? Is it called? I'm trying to remember the name of the Transformers convention in the UK. The name slips my mind from now. But it would have been my first time in the UK, and I was actually planning a very long trip in Europe. And unfortunately, the world turned out the way it did. So maybe one day, maybe next year, I'll do something in Europe next year. I am thinking about going to the UK next year. I don't know if it's for the convention or not, but that was one place that I never got to go. So I'm super excited to see if I can make that happen. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll see some of you guys in Europe. We'll hang out, all right? So I think Max Barr says it right. This is so cool and so cursed at the same time. There you go. There you go. That's Shadow. That's chest hair. Do I have chest hair like this? I don't know. Saeed asked, why don't you color these? They will be colored. Don't worry. All of these will be colored eventually. I'm always hesitant to do it traditionally, because I think we could do it more justice if I did it digitally. I think we could do more justice, though it is cheaper for me to do it traditionally. Like, I have my markers right here. That's the sound of my markers. They're there. So, I go back and forth about that. I know for YouTube, it's actually, sometimes it's better if I do it traditionally. I understand that. And to be honest, this isn't hard to color. It definitely isn't. There's not as much stuff, right? It's pretty much just like one solid color, like a solid blue, solid yellow here. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's see here. Uh, so let me go back to. Let's see if there's more questions here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Spider-Man or Wonder Woman? Let's go Spider-Man. I like Wonder Woman though. I like these and or questions because the problem with and or questions, whenever you pick one, people think you hate the other one, right? Well, it's not true. It's like people say Marvel or DC. It sounds like that, you're picking sides and you hate the other side. I've been a comic book fan my whole life. Well, not my whole life. I think I told you guys this. I started collecting comic books when I was in high school. So I wasn't really into comic books when I was younger. When I was a kid, it was just more cartoons and toys more than anything. It had nothing to do with comic books. I wasn't really into comic books at all. It was my buddy, Mark Michael, who a lot of you guys know. He was the one who got me into comics. Because he was always the one with the gigantic comic collection. Whenever I'd go to his house, we would, his dad would bring us to the store. So he was really the one to really get me into comic books itself, right? And the first ever comic book I actually got, his dad bought for me. I remember that. We went to the comic store, and I believe it was an Avengers book, but I don't remember what it is, nor do I think I have it. Because, back then, I had no concept of preserving. You don't have any concept of preserving comics. You just kind of crumple it up, and, you don't really do that. So, there you go. So, Justin likes the chest hair. Justin likes the chest hair. You talk about me or on the on Shadow here? I don't know. There you go. Now that I'm not recording for the podcast, I don't feel compelled to talk a lot. But I do want to make it entertaining for you guys here. So ask me your questions, Ask me your questions. Ask me your questions. Ask away. So I was hoping to get that Wakanda Forever. It's not Wakanda Forever. I apologize. That Black Panther video that I'm working on. I was hoping to get it out latest today, but I don't think it's happening. It's gonna come out on the weekend, guys. Went to the dentist yesterday. A lot easier. I don't think I told you guys this. I went to the dentist a few days ago, and oh my gosh, it was first time I've been to the dentist in 3 years. And I didn't have any cavities, but I had a lot of buildup around my teeth. And never in my life have I've experienced so much pain at the dentist. You know how you see on TV people dreading going to the dentist. I'm like, I don't mind the dentist. I like going. I like getting my teeth cleaned. But then, I think the people who dread going to the dentist have bad teeth because they had to dig. Oh, I needed anesthetic. I needed some painkillers for them to continue doing their job to clean my teeth. I had so much buildup. And, it's 3 years worth of buildup. So, but then I had to go. It took so long to clear the buildup. They had to get me to come back to finish the cleaning. So yesterday, I had to go to the dentist again. But this time around, it was a breeze. It was a breeze. It was like taking a vacation. I almost fell asleep while they were cleaning my teeth yesterday. So that's why I got healthy teeth, my friends. Still yellow, but healthy. I like coffee. There you go. Okay, so I'm drawing this big fist here. Again, so unfortunately I can't do the podcast. Like I have a lot to say. guys. I have a lot to say, but there you go. Let's yesterday we did ranking. Was that yesterday we did ranking of MCU properties, right? Why don't today let's do another ranking since you're talking about it in the chat here. Let's rank the best Batmans. Why don't we do that? Okay. Well, maybe we could try that. Okay. Let's try. Who will be your ranking of Batman? So again, who do we have? We have Ben Affleck. We have. I mean, this is not the ranking yet, but Ben Affleck, Christian Bale. We have Robert Pattinson. Of course, I'm trying to think back to my drawing. Adam West. Who else was Batman, guys? Who else? Was there anyone else? Was that it? We have Kevin Conroy, right? I would put Kevin Conroy in that mix. Who else? Will Arnett, yes, Will Arnett. Thank you, Val Kilmer. Thank you, George Clooney. I forgot those guys. They're at the bottom. Well, I'll admit to you guys, I didn't mind. I liked Val Kilmer. I really did. I liked Val Kilmer as Batman. I thought he did a great job. So, let me think here. Hold on. Before we do anything, let me bring back my shadow reference here. So, let's go. My top Batman is not going to be your top Batman, for sure. Okay? So, by the way, guys, everyone has different feelings about this particular subject here. So, if somebody likes a Batman and you don't agree, that doesn't mean they're wrong. Okay? And that doesn't mean you're wrong either. Okay? That just means that someone preferred another Batman over you. Over what you think was the better Batman. Okay? So that's all good. All good. So let's go, guys. Who is your favorite Batman? Put it in the chat there. So I'm going to start with Mario. Mario's like number 1. Michael Keaton, number 2. Christian Bale, number 3. Val Kilmer, number 4. Ben Affleck, number 5. Robert Pattinson. And then everyone else below. Everyone else below that. Right? It's a good list, man. Good list. I would actually say, and I'm going to agree with Justin Robert here, I think Ben Affleck was my favorite. He was. And also, he surprised me. I don't think anyone, when he was cast, I don't know, I think there was just a stigma around him where, people just, they saw him in a different light. I remember when there was rumors of him directing. There's rumors of him going to be directing Justice League. And I put out a tweet, no, I may put out a tweet like that. And then someone said, hey, did you watch The Town? Did you watch all the movies that he actually directed? They're actually really, really good. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong in my perception here. And I thought he played a really great Batman. I really did. I thought he was fantastic. I loved Michael Keaton's Batman. So if I could rank him, well, let's rank him, guys. Let's rank him. I'm going to go Affleck number 1. I am going to go... I'm not going to go Bale or Keaton number 2. Part of me is leaning Keaton. Let's go Keaton number 2. Let's go Keaton number 2. Let's go... Hold on, just fixing the camera, guys. Just fixing the camera here, guys. 1 second. Oop. Camera needs to cool down. Keaton number 2. Am I gonna go Bale number 3? Because Pattinson played a good Batman too. I like the eye makeup. That's realistic, Pattinson played a good Batman, but I'll go Bale number 3. Bale number 3. Part of me thinks Kevin Conroy, number 4. I'm going to go... And again, this is my list. You don't have to agree with it. You have your list, and then that's right. Again, you're right also, okay? But I'm going to go... I went Kevin Conroy, and then Robert Pattinson. And then I'm going to go... did I add Michael Keaton yet? I didn't, right? Oh, shoot. I forgot Michael Keaton. No, Michael Keaton's up there. He's definitely up there. Let me redo the list. I'm going to redo it, okay? This is what I get. I need to write things down, guys. I'm getting older, I am your drawing uncle. I'm the drawing uncle. That's what we're gonna call me today. I'm Tito Boy. Tito, oh boy. Tito, oh boy. Tito means uncle in Tagalog. Well, let's redo that, guys. Okay, so number one is Ben Affleck. Okay, number two, we are going. Who did I say number two? Did I say number two was Michael? Did I say Michael Keaton already? Did I? See, I confused myself, guys. I confused myself. Okay, let's start all over again. See, this is the problem because I'm not writing it down. Okay, I have a very bad memory, friends. Very, very bad memory. So number one, Ben Affleck. Okay, I did say it, right? I did say it. See, I did say it. Okay, number two, Michael Keaton. Number three, Christian Bale. Number four, I said Kevin Conroy, right? Kevin Conroy. Number five, Pattinson. You know the thing with Will Arnett, he's like because he's the Lego Batman, but it's a parody. You know what I mean? It's more like a joke Batman, if you think about it. That's how I kind of perceive it. Okay, you might perceive it differently, but that's kind of how I perceive the Will Arnett one. So I'm gonna rank it lower just because of that. Like I like a serious Batman, you know, so serious. So serious, guys. So serious. So after that, then I'm gonna go. I think we only have a couple left anyway. I'll go do Val Kilmer, then Will Arnett. And, I didn't mind George Clooney either. He wasn't too bad. He was George Clooney is a fantastic actor, right? And it's not his fault that the script was like that. That was one crappy script. It's not. They tried to turn it into a Saturday morning cartoon. That particular Batman and Robin movie. That's what they did. They tried to turn it into a cartoon. A cartoon. So, I didn't mind George Clooney. I don't think he was the reason that movie tanked. It was the script. It was a story that made that movie what it was. Nice to meet you. And the focus of that movie was the villains. It wasn't Batman. The real focus of that movie was the supporting characters. So, I don't think Clooney got a fair shake. Let's just say that. I don't think he got a fair shake. I feel for the dude. It's unfortunate. You work your life to play an iconic character like Batman. But then, no tears for George Clooney. He's doing extremely well. But just my thoughts, my personal thoughts on it, right? So, but I will go. You know what? I'm actually going to put Clooney over Will Arnett. And there's nothing against Will Arnett, but I feel that, and it's just like George Clooney, it's a joke Batman. It's a parody Batman if you think about it, because it's a Lego Batman. No, I take that back. I hate rankings. Whose idea was this? Whose idea was this? Whose idea was this? Bad idea. So. Anywho, I think I was more entertaining when I was filming this as a podcast. I think, guys. So. And why don't I'm gonna zoom in on the. I'm gonna zoom in on the camera here for you guys. Okay, just give me a second so you can see it a little bit better. There you go. See it just a little bit better. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Okay. Now let's go ahead and ink the top here. All right, so that was a bad idea. That's a top 10 I was not as happy with that as the MCU one we did yesterday. But, it is what it is. But that's what happens when you rank. When you're doing those rankings there. So, any of you guys want any art advice? Is there any art advice or YouTube advice you'd like to talk about? That's why I'm here. So, hopefully, not only am I drawing, but I'm helping you guys out as well. Any way I can. Okay, as you guys know, we really talked about yesterday. We talked about, how I got into comics and my art career. But if there's any specific questions you guys want to ask me, by all means, please do. Please do. Let's see here. Let's go back here. Okay, Mario, I think I answered that question, right, about the portfolio books. I answered that. Amazon. I think that was the last time. Last time I bought literally like 5 of them recently on Amazon. So that's what I did. Black Panther or Black Widow? I hate these questions. I hate these then or because it always sounds like you hate the other one afterwards. Okay, I'm going Black Panther, of course, but I do like the Black Widow character. I do. I do like the Black Widow character. Mario or Donkey Kong? Like SG's Sports Talk likes the and/or question. I'll go to draw though. I'll go Donkey Kong if you to draw. But I'm Gen X, as we say. So those our games back in the day too, right? So those characters cross generations. There you go. Scribble Scratch says, James, have you seen the trailers for Spider-Man Home Run? I have not. That's the fan film, right? If I'm not mistaken, isn't that the fan film? I think I've seen clips of it. But it's interesting this day and age that people can make high quality films, fan films, for pretty much a very modest budget. Very very small budget, and that's great to see. It's great to see, like the type of quality that you could get today for relatively very cheap compared to when I was growing up. Like to get the quality, even to do this green screen thing I'm doing right now with my head, that's like near impossible when I was younger. Like you couldn't do that. There was no cheap way to do that. Like you'd have to get these tens of $1,000s a camera. These days, I won't say it's cheap, but cheaper. Let's go cheaper than what it was. So, let's see here. So just adding some extra details here, guys, here and there. Because what I am missing is like the furriness of them. So I'm rendering it like it's a little bit of furry. There you go. Still maintaining the that comic book feel to it. So there you go. Let's see. The next question. What is your from Justin? What is your favorite movie genre? That's hard to say. It's just like your favorite food. Like it changes every day. Like I would love to see a good comedy, a good one. We haven't had many of those in a while. I feel personally. Maybe one of you guys could tell me, is there a comedy recently that you highly enjoyed? I did not see, as a Filipino, I did not see Joe Coy's Easter Sunday. I have not seen that movie. because I hear terrible things about it. So I can be honest with you. You think I would go there to support Filipino culture, as we say? But I heard nothing but bad things about that particular movie. I'm a huge fan of Joe Coy, but that I heard that movie. Oh boy, problems with that movie. But in terms of like and I don't know any movie that entertains me. But I'll be honest, I haven't watched many movies recently. I haven't watched many. Like I'll watch, of course, I'll watch all the Marvel movies and stuff. But again, like I mentioned the other day, it's not what it used to be. I'm not as excited. Uh, this Wakanda Forever, I'm excited, but I'm a little cautious. Mainly because of everything that's happened to me. I don't know how, because I want to bring my kids. I don't want to do anything without my kids these days. So I don't know how my kids would respond to this movie. Before I was excited, and then now, looking online and seeing how much of a tribute this is to Chadwick, which it should be, which we knew it would be. I'm not sure how well my kids would handle it. So I'm excited, but I'm a little hesitant at the same time. It's the same thing when Thor: Love and Thunder came out. I know the story. I knew the story of Jane having cancer. And I even actually asked my buddy Andy Park, right? I have my buddy Andy Park. I sent him a message. I say, bud, you think my kids will be okay if they watch this movie, right? This is before the movie came out, because he knows, right? He was the lead concept artist of the movie. And he's like, oh, dude, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe it won't be good for them. That's what he told me. Now, we did eventually see it. It was hard for them in certain parts. But for the most part, we did enjoy the movie. We did enjoy the movie very much. Again, not my top movie. Not my favorite thing of all time, but enjoyable. Like I wasn't mad at it or anything. It's definitely not my top movie or anything, but it was enjoyable. So we'll see. But someone talking about horror movies here. New York says, have you seen the Alona Holmes movies? Oh, I thought you said horror movie. Have I seen the Alona Holmes movies? I saw the first Alona Holmes. I haven't seen the new one. Like my kids were watching it for a little bit, but then they got bored and then they turned it off. And I find myself hard pressed to sit to have 2 hours to sit down and just watch a movie. I'm always at least doing something during it, because I always have so much to do. But horror movies, that's the only time I don't mind getting spoiled. Okay, I'm a scaredy cat, guys. I'm a scaredy cat. I know in a movie, if the anxiety is too much, if I'm watching like a horror movie or like a real thriller at home, and the anxiety is just too much, you know what I do? I go to Wikipedia and find out what happens. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised what's going to happen in the movie. That's what I do. I know. Not very brave. But it's just what I do, all right? That's what I do, okay? But yeah, I haven't watched the new Alona Holmes. I thought I was okay with the first one. I was okay with the first Alona Holmes. There you go. So, okay, people in the chat, they're talking about their top Marvel movie. Okay, or let's say MCU movie. Okay, let's say MCU movie. So at the same time, you think about another Marvel movie that is better than the MCU movie. You know what? The thing with the MCU, it's more like, it's like, I remember when the MCU started. And I remember the plan was laid out, because there was a time where I never thought I would see all of these characters together at once. Because what Marvel did back in the day, guys, for those of you who are too young to know this, what Marvel did back in the day, because they needed money, Marvel wasn't owned by Disney back then. They were their own company. And then they were going bankrupt. They were losing a lot of money, and then they were selling off a lot of their IP to different studios, to different movie studios, which is why you see Spider-Man. It's owned by the rights to the movies is owned by Sony, not Marvel, right? Not Disney. This is why they're doing that partnership that they have. But because of that, like it was like you wouldn't. Everyone was like, you will never see an Avengers movie because they sold the rights of all those characters to other studios. So there was no way they were going to cross over. There was just no way. So I never thought I'd see a day when I would see an Avengers movie. So when it comes to my favorite Avengers movie, or my favorite MCU movie, for me, because of the feeling I got in that movie, personal nostalgia, personal, I can't believe what I'm watching, it's the first Avengers movie. That's, for me, that is my all-time favorite MCU movie, because it was the first time that you ever saw anything like that. I never thought I would see all those characters all together in one movie. Now, if you actually ask about the quality of the movie, in terms of story and all of that, maybe I'll go Civil War, or no, not Civil War. I'll go Winter Soldier. An actual quality of the movie, in terms of story, in terms of like an overall package. But if you ask me the movie that I resonated with the most, I'd say it's the first Avengers movie. We're coming up to the end of this Sonic here, guys. It's this shadow here. Where's my dying eraser? Where's my dying eraser? Dying eraser, where are you? I keep losing it because it's dying. Eraser. I might run downstairs to try to find another eraser. Fox's X-Men. Yeah, that too. That too. I agree with that. But even more so than the X-Men, because the X-Men, I knew a movie was possible because it's all one franchise, right? Because back in those days, again, they were selling off Captain America, they were selling off the Hulk, they were selling off all of these different properties. So I just didn't think it was possible. But Fox's X-Men, there were great memories with that too. I remember, like, even David Finch, I remember hearing him talk at a convention. This is way before we were friends. He was hoping that, we were all hoping, because, comics, let's be honest, comic books themselves aren't really mainstream. It's the movies that are mainstream. The movies are in pop culture, but the actual comics itself, not really. And we were, there were many times, we were hoping for comics to catch on. Like, comics started catching on where it was more widespread, and a lot of people were collecting back in when the first Batman movie came out. When Michael Keaton's Batman came out, there was a boom in comic collecting. A lot of people started collecting comics. And then it kind of died off again. And then we were hoping, I remember that, it died off again, and then we were hoping with the X-Men movie that it would spark comic book collecting again. But it really didn't. So the actual comic books themselves, very niche. People are actually buying comic books. It's a very niche market. And now, I would say now, like, for me, this is what it feels like to me. Though even myself, I don't collect comics anymore. It's a very niche market, the comic collecting. It's a lot of older, like, people my generation. That's the bulk of people buying comics these days. It's not the kids, People will go on Free Comic Book Day because it's free, but I don't see a lot of kids actually collecting the actual comic books anymore. They're just going there. They'll watch the movies. They know who those characters are in terms of the movies, but not many people actually watch or read comic books anymore. So, It is what it is. It is what it is. So Webtoon, that's right. You are correct. Like for example, my son reads a lot Webtoons. My son does read a lot of comics on his phone. So it is a different medium, right? It is a different medium. Yeah. Okay, I think we're coming down to finishing this off, guys. Here, this shadow. Though I would like to erase. I saw it earlier. Where did I erase it? I saw it earlier. Yeah, I saw it earlier. There you go. They're all into manga now. Like manga's always been popular. Always been popular. In fact, the richest comic creators in the world are manga artists that actually draw comic books. Though that that has changed now with the art of the convention, because conventions, that's where comic book artists make money now. It's during the conventions, because I heard someone even say drawing comic books to a lot of these comic book creators, it's not really about the page rate they get from Marvel and DC, because it's actually very small. What it is, it's advertising for them to go to a convention. And then these creators, the big ones, they can make 5 figures easily at these conventions, because of all the people that want to come, the commissions, selling original artwork, like selling prints. That's where their real money comes in. It's not really the actual comic books that they're making money. It's the fandom they build that will come and see them later on. All right. Hello, Reese. How you doing, my friend? Let me see here. I want to erase. Okay, so between now and the next stream, guys, it might be just a tiny bit of time. I might go downstairs and try to find an eraser, a good eraser. So let me see if I can at least, because I hate using the back of a pencil eraser. I need just like one big eraser here. Okay, this elbow's off. Whatever. Whatever, guys. Whatever. Animation B said, "Did you learn art as a skill, or are you naturally good at it?" I don't think anyone's naturally good at. Well, I'll take that back. Like it's hard to say what's natural and what's not when it comes to quote unquote talent. Was I naturally better because when I was younger, I really enjoyed the cartoons and I just worked hard to learn that skill to draw, It's hard to say when someone's, they're born with a certain skill, Were they actually born at a certain skill, or did they just work so hard at it from a very young age that it translated later on in life where it looks too easy for them? You know what I mean? It's hard to say that because we don't really know. We don't really know. Because I don't think we were born that way. Like, out of the womb, we come out, where's my pencil? You know what I mean? Or was it I saw something I liked on TV? I think more the skill is remembering. I think memory of something you like. I think that actually played more. Because, a lot of times when you draw, or you're able to remember or figure out proportions, but I don't know. It's really hard to say. I'm acting like I'm an expert or something. I'm not really. I'm not an expert in anything, my friend. Not an expert in nothing. I'm just a dude who draws on the internet. That's what do you want from me? Just a dude who draws on the internet. Okay, guys, we're gonna stop it here. We're gonna stop it right there, and then we're gonna come back, and I'm gonna draw Amy Rose next. Okay, but give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna just run downstairs, try to find an eraser. We're gonna draw Amy Rose here beside Tails. We're gonna draw Amy Rose, a smaller one, and then we're gonna do Dr. Robotnik to finish off this piece, and then I'm gonna go over the whole thing, and we're gonna try to fix the mistakes. Okay, so there you go, my friends. Thank you so much for being here in this first stream of the day. You guys are awesome. Again, if you want to ask me questions, please do go to the community tab. Okay, please do go to the community tab and ask your questions there. I think I answered all the questions in the community tab, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, MDB Cheetah. There's a couple here that I didn't answer. But if you want to ask me a question, let me go again and show you guys. If you want to ask me a question again, go to the community tab here. Go to the community tab here. And again, just to show you. Again, if you don't know where it is. Oh, look, I'm drawing shadow. Go to my channel here. Go to community. Go to the tab. Hit comment. And then write your questions here. Okay, guys? Alrighty. Please do that. All right? Justin says I'm a natty artist. It's true. So, once again, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining me in this part of the stream. And I will see you guys in a few minutes. Why don't you give me a high five before I go? High five, everybody. High five. High five. Whoop. High five. High five here. High five here. I could go high five here, but then you see the borders of my green screen there. High five here. All right, my friends. All right, my friends. I will see you in a few minutes. Talk to you soon.